Ahoy there, what be the haps? I be Meroka, and today I'll be taking a second look at Florensia. It'll also be International Talk Like a Pirate Day, so this will be the first of two piratey videos we'll be doing today. I won't be talking like a pirate throughout all of them, though, because I will destroy my voice. I've attempted that before, and I end up with literally no voice at the end of it, so... no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, let's take a second look at this game. It's been a little while. I have sunk a little bit of time into this to get myself to level 10 on land and level 10 on sea. I don't know how long that's taken me to do that, because this game is not actually on Steam yet, so I don't actually have any really useful way of tracking my time, actually. So, I don't know how much time I've sunk into this game. Normally I would do this video at about the 10-ish hour mark, but, don't know at this point, don't know. Does it matter? Probably not. We have ships. We have access to ships. We gained access to ships actually fairly shortly after I ended the last video, to be fair. If we go into the port, we can have a look at my ships. We have access to 10 slots total, or well, we don't have access to them. We have a potential access to them. It is a free-to-play game. They're going to sell you those ship slots. I don't think there's any way to get those without straight up just buying the ship slots. You can probably free one of those up because that is your tutorial ship. Chances are you're not going to want the tutorial ship much beyond starting out. After that, you're going to have to try and make do with two if you're of the frugal type. If you want to have lots and lots of variety and a range of ships, there are a number of different options for different sort of combat scenarios and roles in different naval fights and things. You may want different types of ships, in which case you're going to need more than 2 slots, really. I have got a big gun ship, which there you go. You can see it has a big gun on it that points forward and destroys things that are in front of it. Really, is kind of that one's role. Big old cannon strapped to the deck of the ship that blows things out the water. Is it historically canonical? Probably not. I don't think big gun ships were terribly a thing during the 16th and 17th centuries, but nonetheless, we've got one of those. Anyway, if we anchor for the moment, we can go over to the dockmaster, who happens to be hanging around over here. We can see how these ships are assembled to some degree. We go into the dock here. Now we can see we can build them, so that one I could probably get rid of somewhere. Repair the damage, exit them. I'm actually not sure how you would get rid of a ship specifically, but I presume there must be a way. Menu, oh, destroy ship, yeah, there you go. Or dismantle it for parts, so I could take my tutorial on, I could dismantle it, and then all the things go back in my inventory, all those tutorial bits, and... I guess the frame cannot be removed. I guess the only way to get rid of the frame is literally to destroy it. So, there you go. There goes my tutorial frame. And now I have a free slot in my dock, which is fine because it was a tutorial ship. I was never going to use that again. And we have my heavy shooter frame. The heavy shooter frame is my good ship, the one I have assembled myself. It comes with the various parts, all of them have different statistics attached to them, so the ship's sails, there's a few different sail options for each type of ship, and they come in a variety of different kind of qualities and levels, and obviously as you go up you're going to get higher quality, higher level things, but they all come in a few different varieties and different shapes and styles, with different stats attached, so they're going to do different things. I mean, in some cases your choice may be more determined by cosmetics than anything else, I feel, but nonetheless. We have an L-shaped small Rubia mainsail. I don't really know how that differs to other ones too much. The game takes you through the basics of ship combat, but then never really goes into like the intricacies of shipbuilding, and I think leaves a lot of that to be discovered by the players. There are probably guides and things like written by players on forums and perhaps on wikis and stuff on the internet, but to the best of my knowledge, the game never really tells you what adverse wind 380 really does for you. Acceleration and deceleration, I don't know what those numbers refer to. I guess bigger numbers are better, but other than that, couldn't tell you much. Don't really know. We have figureheads, which offer us a little bit of protection and some balance. We have flags, which are really just accessories. That's just there to make you look good, if we're honest. Anchors provide some turning power and deceleration. Well, deceleration I can see, but I don't think ships use anchors to turn, if we're honest. That's probably not right. Again, I don't think they're necessarily going for canonical shipbuilding here, but hey-ho. We have a magic stone, because ships obviously require a magic stone to run, which basically That's going to determine how much energy the ship has for combat and how fast that energy is going to return. It's going to be used for your abilities and things. Our guns obviously are offensive, so kind of determines how fast the guns are going to fire, how far the guns can fire, their critical rate, the damage they're going to do per hit. I think PH is damage per hit 128. And we've got a trigger, which I think goes on the big gun on the front, I think is what that one is. I think that's what that is. It is 375 damage, 5% crit chance, 10-second reload. It's the big gun on the front. It takes a little longer than the standard cannons to reload. And yeah, it just destroys things pretty nicely. So we can exit here. I think the guy I think this guy sells all our parts as well, so we can kind of browse his shop. And you can see if we go through ships or just I've got medium-sized ship frames. There we go. Yes. Medium armored ships, medium big gun ships, medium torpedo ships, maintenance ships, assault ships. So there's 5 different kinds going on here. I thought there were 6 actually. I don't know, maybe different vendors have different ones, but these are obviously just a touch above my level. We can move on to, I guess, medium-sized ships at level 15, but obviously I'm only level 10 at the minute, so I can't buy these things. The area that I'm in at the minute is a little above my level, I think. I should probably head back to where I came from to carry on doing some of the low-level stuff, to be honest. But I was just sailing around, checking out the other ports and things, and I found this kind of medium-ish sort of level area, I guess is what this is. And then each of these, then we've got the armored ships come with different prows. That one's got extra damage per hit, but different protections. So that one's got 1800 health. Oh, that's much higher level than that. I see. Okay, so where I thought they differed, no, these are just better. This is an upgrade. So you get access to the M ships at 15, but then there's other bits of equipment as you level up as well. I guess at level 30 you probably get to large ships by the looks of things then. So then we've got the different shoot heads. That's a little disappointing then, actually. I thought there were different types. I guess you just kind of get these straight upgrades. You move from level 23 to 27, great. Have more health, have more damage per hit, have a little bit more protection, have the same balance, in fact, on those, but there you go. We have, what have we got? Common weapons, ship guns. So, I've got the big gun ships. These are my ones. So, the different demi-culverins. They, again, are just going to do more damage. Unfortunately, they're not terribly different. That's a level 12 for a... Can I put that on my ship? I guess it could. I guess any of these can go on any ship. I don't think those are limited to the size of the ship then. But yeah, level 12, 16, 20, 24. That's kind of a fairly linear upgrade. You've kind of got 5 types of ship then. Which, unfortunately, is a little more bland than I had thought perhaps was involved in this. There you go. So the ships, we've got the 5 different classes of ships, and maybe that's about it. It could be that at end game there's a little bit more intricacy, a bit more nuance, maybe we can make more interesting things, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case. The heart over my head, in case you're wondering, is attached to this buff, which I picked up last time I logged into the game. I think most of the major cities you can go speak to the leader, and they will give you this attendance buff, which... Given that it's right in the menus, right next to all of the wedding options, and it gives you a heart over your head. At first I was like, is this some sort of weird thing that's tied to the wedding system? No, they just give you, it's basically kind of the daily login system's reward. I would have to go find the leader of this town, which is right at the back over there somewhere. It's a bit of a trek, so I can't really be bothered going and getting that. But it kind of has a tracking system that goes up to, I think, about 150 something days, and for each consecutive day that you log in, the tracker goes up, and the buff that you get for the day increases. So after you've logged in 10 days in a row and claimed your buff for the day, if you don't claim the buff, nothing, it doesn't work, it goes down. So you need to log in and go talk to a city leader, claim your buff, you get a buff for 1 hour for that day, and the tracker goes up by 1 point. So at 10 points you get a better buff, at 20 points you get a better buff, or so on. I don't remember the exact numbers, but the more you log in and claim your buffs, the more time you spend consecutively playing the game, the better it is. You don't lose that all in one go if you don't log in for a day, but the tracker goes down by 1 for each day that you don't log in. So, you know, sort of at end game, you know, if you're really, really invested in this, if you've logged in for 150 days in a row, I think the top buff actually kicks in at about 120 days. So if you've been logged in for 130 days in a row total, and you miss a day, it'll go down to 129, and then you log back in the next day. You can top it back up to 130. You won't lose that buff entirely. So you can sort of. It's not going to penalize you for like taking a holiday or something. If you go away for a week and can't play the game, you come back and you'd be down to 123. You won't have lost your buff. You'll be fine. Which is an interesting and nice, kind of a nice way of doing that. It's an interesting way of approaching the daily login system, which I've not seen before. So we should probably head into the port and set out to sea, because you guys are probably going to want to see some sailing. We didn't see any sailing last time. Sailing. I don't know if I think we really covered most of the land combat last time. The cruise condition is getting better, which is good, because I think I'd run out of food last time. I think that's why that was. So we have this little meter down here is controlled with W and S, and that's how much you're going to accelerate, basically. That you'll try to accelerate as much as possible. So if you want to slow down, you just bring that down to sort of half speed, and you'll only go to sort of a half speed. I pop that all the way up to full, it'll go. I guess it's more sort of a limit as more so than a proportion, because changing that's not changing my speed at all. I guess if I drop it down though, it'll bring it down. It caps it to that for your speed, which is similar-ish to the way Pirates of the Burning Sea always used to do it. Which you know, it's familiar territory. I like that. Where are we sailing into? We've got the wind behind us. We've got the wind works better or worse from different angles, which, well, the game just kind of hung there. So, where was I? Yeah. So you can see we've got the wind indicator there, which will change periodically to different locations. And if you point it at the green side of your ship, the bright green bit, that's where we're going to get the most boost. That's the angle. The wind's coming from this direction, and our ship works most effectively from that direction. So we're going to get most speed we possibly can there. It's pretty good from behind, but actually it actually works at its optimal from this angle, which is... Actually, I think that's pretty accurate from what I know of sailing, which is mostly from Pirates of the Burning Sea, if we're honest. But yeah, I kind of dig that. And then, obviously, sailing straight into the wind's not a good idea. Almost straight into the wind, we're going to have trouble with. That's going to slow us down. Sailing straight into the wind. Yeah, we're probably going to come to... Yeah, you can see we're shedding speed. We're going to slow right down. And we're going to have trouble going anywhere. Admittedly, it's not as dramatic an effect as I remember. If the yellow bar for speed is anything to go by, we don't seem to be losing too dramatically much speed. But anyway, should probably head back to where we were headed from, the newbie zone. If I can remember where the heck that is. Cardiff Island, I suppose, is that it? We're heading straight towards it. I'm not sure if that's it over there. That might be Cardiff Island, which is where we came from. Oh, this thing here, I don't know what these are. There's a few of these big ships sort of around the seas that... They look big and scary in endgame. If I were to click on them, you can see it's level 99. Don't know what that is. I can talk to it, I guess. I haven't tried talking to it yet, actually. Repair a ship. What do they sell me? There's a category that's... Well, it's not a very... That's not where... That's... I don't know what's going on there. That's weird. That seems kind of buggy or incomplete. But clearly ship parts. Okay, so these are just sort of mid-ocean ships. That's interesting, certainly. Didn't realise that's what those were. Kind of handy to have, especially as they have offered the repair option there as well. So if you want to repair mid-ocean, it's kind of cool. But if we wanted to get into a fight, what we would do, we would press R. That will bring up our firing arcs. So we've got one little shot at the front, which is going to do a lot. We've got more cannons on the side. Which will do a little bit more damage, or fire at least more ammunition at any rate at the target. And if I press space, we can switch to our ship's particular special, which is the big cannon on the front. So we have these guys. I can just do that. I can fire that at that thing. These guys are pretty low level stuff. At close range, you can see the cursor turns to like pistols, and I guess you can fire at any point at that stage, and I guess that's your crew gets to fire like a pistol shot. Yeah, you get a firing crosshair. And that's basically where you're going to fire the shot. You can only fire within these firing arcs. You can't fire here, you can only fire within the arcs. So it's not like you're just auto-firing at whatever's in the arc. You are specifically, you have to aim within the arc, and then you have to aim these shots as well. So if I were to aim over here, I can fire at that, I can do that, I'm not going to hit anything. And you also need to lead your target a bit, so if I fire just a little bit ahead of the Kimuku, I don't even know how you pronounce these things, Kimukus, whatever the heck they are. I can fire my special quick attack. I've got that, which basically allows me to fire a second shot in fairly quick succession, which is quite nice. Yeah, we can take some of these guys out. We can lead these guys. They don't move very fast, so maybe I don't need to lead them quite as much, but hey. These are very low-level starting things, to be honest. And as far as the questing goes, it's weird, because, I mean, there's some low-level weak versions of this somewhere. I'm not sure where they are, it's somewhere close to it. There are, like, the weak Kimukias, and then Kimukias, and then fierce Kimukias, and strong Kimukias, and then somewhere else there's big ones. And the questing is kind of bland and very iterative, unfortunately, because it's like, go out and kill 12... Oh, there's some black ones over there as well. Go out and kill 12 weak Kimukias. Okay, yeah, they are weak black ones. Okay. Then you go back to the town, turn the quest into the quest giver, and they're like, okay, now go back out there and kill 10 black Kimukias. Very specifically the black ones. The weak black ones won't count, the non-black ones won't count, and the black ones won't count if they send you to kill the weak ones. If you kill stronger ones, they don't count. There's no shades of grey, it's just black and white. It's like, is this specifically the creature level we've asked you to kill? Yes? Great, tick box. Is it any other flavour, variety, or subtle gradation of this particular creature? No, it doesn't count. We sell near it, we can loot it and pick the things up. So we got some junk there. Some money and junk. So we can probably... Can we fire our cannon? Yeah, 450 damage. It's nice. It's nice. These guys are really low though, so they're not really going to challenge me at any point. Can I loot this guy? That is the important question. Don't know why I need to loot it badly. But looting is important. It's an MMO, right? So that's our sailing, and indeed our questing. So we've also got, like, pirate ships around. They'll fight back a bit more than the Kimukios will do. But again, they fall into the same thing. We've got an old seahorse ship, and an old bass ship somewhere, I think there is. And we've got an old scout ship, and an upgraded scout ship. And they're all part of the same... Yeah, there's a scout ship there, there's an upgraded scout ship there. And if they send you out to go kill 10 scout ships... yeah, you can't kill the upgraded ones. The upgraded ones don't count. You just can't do that. It's like, it's still a scout, it still belongs to the same group of pirates, and it's still one of their scout ships. It's just an upgraded ship. But it doesn't count. It's not specifically the tick box. And, I don't know, it feels unsatisfying as far as questing goes. It's like, this should count, right? Just from a narrative perspective, you've asked me to fight these particular band of pirates. I'm supposed to kill the Blood Sea pirates, and I'm not for what appears to be no fault of my own. It just doesn't count. So as far as questing goes, it's very bland. Also, I've got the music on here, but I will say, turn the bloody music off. It's about like a minute of music track. And as far as I can make out, it seems to be pretty much as long as you're on the ocean, there is just this one ocean music track. That's all you get. Just the one ocean music track. And it loops over and over and over and over again. It would be nice to have some variety. It would be really nice to have some variety. I'm sailing straight into the wind. What can you do? The wind's coming from the shore, and I need to get into shore, because I want to head into the port here. Not much we can do there. So yeah, that is the depth of the naval combat, and maybe we'll get more abilities later, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be a whole heck of a lot of strategy. Most of those fights, even the bigger fights, play out fairly similar to what you've just seen there. It's point at thing, shoot at thing. Am I within range to get into port? Not quite yet. I should be in range to get in port. I have the anchor icon over the town, and moreover, it's not allowing me to sail any closer, as indicated by the anchor icon over my head, which should be a fairly significant indicator that I'm as close as I can get to the town. So I don't know what to tell you. Either the game was broken or I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I needed to be 2 millimeters closer. That was it. That was the problem. Okay, great. So we can anchor back up in Roxbury, and well, this is where we were before. You've seen Roxbury. You know Roxbury. But I'll say cosmetics-wise, I thought it was kind of cool that the game did seem to offer you some cosmetics early on, but it doesn't let you keep them. Although, oddly enough, weirdly enough, I'm wearing these headphones. When I logged in today, it was like, your headphones have expired, you can no longer wear your headphones. It's kind of odd that my character does still technically appear to be wearing them, so I don't know. If I open my inventory and go to my character, yeah, I don't have my headphones on in the head slot there. They've gone, but my character still displays it. I did get a robe at one point, which was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But again, for some reason, it's just like, hey, you've got a cool new outfit. This outfit will last for 2 weeks, and then it deletes it or whatever. 1 week or 2 weeks or however long it gives you. It gives you a limited time period, and then that's it. It's gone. So yeah, we can get another random box, and we get a random costume out of it. So, ooh, cool! I get an extra costume at level 20, I get an extra costume at level 15. That's really kind of cool. Except for the fact that you don't get to keep it. And the only way to get cosmetics that you can keep, as far as I found, is to go into the cash mall. Let's click on that. Let's go have a look at the cash mall. So you can see all this on their website as well if you want. There's a bunch of different categories. We've got... Looks like they've actually just removed it. Up until very, very recently, it did have the winter sale was still going on, which was like, guys, can we talk? It's September. Winter has finished, guys. Unless you're getting on it early, but I don't think they were getting in on it early. I think they just forgot to take that down for like 6 to 8 months. However long that sale was supposed to go on for. We have Talk Like a Pirate, which I appreciate that they at least have done something for Talk Like a Pirate Day. That appears to be new since I logged in, actually. So we can get pirate costumes, which... that's pretty cool. So they will sell you these again for... there's limited time ones or temporary ones. What's in the Super Pirate Bundle? Probably all the things for a lot of money. The Sky Pirate Super Bundle. If that doesn't make me look like someone out of Skies of Arcadia, I will be disappointed. I need to see the details on this. Can we see what's in that? That's just odd. Okay. It's more... I don't know what that is. Is the tube sticking out the hat supposed to be like, oh, it's steampunk, therefore it's a Sky Pirate? Could be, potentially. So yeah, you got a bunch of different things. There's obviously it's summer, so every MMO is required to sell you bikinis, right? That's an obligatory thing. We have Year of the Monkey, so we have some various sort of Chinese traditional inspired stuff. Celebrate Chinese New Year, which again, I'm glancing at my watch because when was Chinese New Year? Not September, alright, I don't think it was it? Certainly we can have a look at that. So you can have some traditional Chinese attire. We have a Guardian Angel, you can have some angel attire, we can have angel costume. Let's have a look at the angel costume. Your angel costume looks like that. And you can buy either a 30-day one, which is a bit cheaper. You can buy that for, in fact, they've got that on a huge discount. For 825 AP, you can have it for 30 days. Or you can have it forever for 8495 AP. Which is, actually, that's... When I first looked at these, I don't think they necessarily do them all as like an 85% discount for if you only get it for 30 days. That's kind of nice that there is at least sort of a budget option kind of thing. I thought they were like not massively dissimilar in price for, you know, for what you're getting for either you can wear it for a month or you can wear it forever, which kind of sucks when you're like, I'm paying for this and I'm not getting it for very long. Or at least if it's more affordable, it's not too bad. I forget entirely how much AP kind of works out at, though. I would have to go check that. I probably shall, just to keep you informed on that one. So you're looking at 4,400 points, costs you about £5, and so on and so forth. I think Not doing the numbers on this off the top of my head, but 17,600 is £20. Actually, if I do the numbers on that off the top of my head, there's no actual discount for bulk, so you're better off just buying them in the smallest increments you need them in, I suppose. So yeah, looking at, again, we've got like a pirate dress here. Kind of cool, kind of dig the pirate outfits, always dig the pirate outfits if I'm honest. I'm surprised there aren't more pirate outfits in this game. There are just like, this is a pirate game, you should have like a bajillion pirate outfits available all the time so that you can look like any particular kind of pirate you want. The Winter Sale had some cool pirate outfits in it. Those aren't available now. I guess we've kind of got these vaguely steampunky kind of sky pirate things going on now. They are going to cost us less than £10 for that, for unlimited time period. At the same time, if I wanted it, I can't buy it in limited time apparently, unless I buy it elsewhere in the store. I don't know, their store is not very usable. This is a problem. Also, the fact that I literally cannot purchase the currency in-game probably doesn't help them either. You have to leave the game and go onto their website to buy the currency and then go back into the game. Well, you can buy through the website as well, I think, but then you would then go back into the game in order to purchase the thing that you want, which is kind of a messy way of doing it. Ideally, you should have a way where through the game I can purchase these things. I guess that would be an advantage of the Steam-based system, whereby through, Steam microtransactions, you could in fact buy the things. So, potentially when this game comes out on Steam, and they are still speculating a September release date, according to Steam, it's Talk Like a Pirate Day. If they're not releasing it today, they've missed a trick. I don't know, what can I tell you? But at time of recording, it's not out on Steam yet, it still says September, and yeah, they should release it on Talk Like a Pirate Day. Probably. I don't know that they will, but they should. That's all I'll say. So yeah, when this is on Steam, I think the microtransaction system should work a bit better. The issue that I would argue with their microtransaction system, other than its ease of use, is that, hey, we're looking at cosmetics here, right? We're looking at cosmetics. What's this? Max HP plus 10%, max attack power plus 15%, critical strike rate 15%, health recovery 15% when you wear this costume. That sounds suspiciously like we're buying power. These are costumes, this isn't even equipment. We're not buying equipment, we're buying optional cosmetics which go in the optional cosmetic slot of our character. They have statistics applied to them. At that point, that's not cosmetics. That's, well, I suppose it is cosmetics, but it is cosmetic equipment. That's just equipment. That straight up makes you more powerful than another player. I've still yet to see anything significant in the way of PvP, if there is anything PvP-wise in the game, so I don't know if that's a thing. I'm not actually aware that that's a thing. So that might not be an issue, but again, in a group scenario, if someone's trying to do a big group mission and you get chosen for the raid group but somebody else doesn't because you're wearing the better gear, that's not really necessarily fair. I don't like cosmetics that have stats applied to them. And I don't like cosmetics that get taken away from me because the game decided they are arbitrarily only going to be around for a week or two for some reason. So there's some coolish cosmetics in the game, but I don't like the way they've handled them at all. We could, in fact, head back out into the world and shoot some more things. I think we shall, just to keep you up to date on the old combat system. I think we've got skill. We have a skill tree, so we can show you those. You get points and we can place them into things at certain levels. Initially, it gives you way more points than you're allowed to place, but once you do get to a skill trainer, once you do figure out where the skill trainer is, because again, the game doesn't really tell you who's going to give you your skills, but if you can find the vendor that sells you them, they sell you a bunch of books on the cheap that give you new things, and you can unlock each of these. Each of these talent sections is unlocked by reading a corresponding book. So you will find a Gunkata book somewhere from some vendor that presumably I should be able to access. I should be able to access now because I'm past level 10. I should be able to access that, and I can put points into that and increase that particular skill. And I can do that. Mostly I've been going down the rifle route, so I've kind of put all my points in there. I've not really been using the dual guns too much. I just kind of dig the rifle. So I've got my quick shots and I've got my aimed shots. If I were playing with a more complex playstyle, which I just don't find necessary at all at this point. If I were to go down a more complex style, yeah, I might buy other abilities, but we've got some passives there, which increases range and accuracy. We've got a sword style there. If you want to play with a sword, you can go melee as well, but what can I say? I wanted to be the ranged damage dealer, as I picked a gun for a reason. We've got a horned gold bug. We've got my aimed shot, which fires at the gold bug, and then I can use my other abilities to finish it off. It's, yeah, target the thing and kill it. It's pretty straightforward. There you go. That's the combat in the last few levels. Very little has changed. That's all. I've gained one extra ability, really. I mean, one could argue that I could change weapons as well, but I don't feel like that's necessary. I've run out of inventory space. That is something of a gripe. If you don't manage your inventory very heavily, you will run out of space very, very quickly. That's all the space they give you, and they take up half of that. Half of that's taken up with bullets and consumables and tutorial bits and pieces. I got tutorial powder and tutorial mana potions there, and ordinary powders and mana potions, and food for my crew, because obviously I need those. I need repair kits for my ships, otherwise my ship will sink. I need bullets to fire my guns. I need cannonballs to fire my ships. So a lot of this is, to be fair, fairly essential stuff. And then there's all the things that you can't do anything with those. It literally says on it, you're not allowed to put that in the bank for some reason. Weirdly enough, the bank charges you money for every item you put in and take out, which is unlike any other MMO I've seen, but whatever. It's not a massive fee, so it's not necessarily a big deal, but it's just an odd design choice. Admittedly, a lot of my inventory is filled up with that ship that I dismantled, but hey. So yeah, they fill up a lot of your inventory with tat that really could and should be in a bank in any other game, and they just don't let you do that, which kind of sucks. So yeah, they're really wanting you to go into the real money transaction store and buy yourself some extra bag slots. Cause hey, look, there's 3 more tabs. Where do we get those? Yeah, we get those in the item mall, and those are in there as well. So if we pop this open again, it takes a moment to load every time for some reason. There was something in here. Where can we find it? Let's get started. Certainly has it under there. Here, my triple bag slots for 12,000, which is going to set you back. I was going to say back £15. £15 to actually get the maximum inventory. Maybe you don't feel like you need the maximum inventory. Maybe you only need some of that, but still. You're going to be paying £5 at least just for the currency, just to get even one. So I don't like that when a game's just like, yes, we're going to limit the things you can do. It feels, I don't know, it feels unfair. It feels unfair, and it puts me off a game, which, you know, is not what a game really should be trying to do. A game should be trying to engage you and encourage you, and then later, once you've invested some time and become invested in the game, then you should find a few minor limitations that you're like, for a couple of pounds, yeah, I can sort of make my life a bit easier. They should be items of convenience, not items of necessity, because the game has so limited the player. And at this point, this game feels so limited that these items almost feel necessary. Something like Wildstar does give you limited bank space, but not massively limited, and as you progress, by the time you're end game, you might have a lot of items. You might be kind of hurting for storage space, and you're like, well, I could buy more bank space. It would be very convenient for me. That becomes an item of convenience. I don't need it. I've just collected so much crap over a long period of time that it's convenient for me to have that extra space. I don't need it, but it's convenient. Here, yeah, no, I just don't have the space. This game does not give me the inventory space that my character requires. It's necessary to have that extra space. And the only way to get it is to pay for it. It's forcing me to pay for it, pretty much. Don't like that. Don't like being forced into transactions like that. It's not good. It's not good. So, all in all, my thoughts on Florensia are not massively positive. It's a game that is showing its age. A lot of games have come out since this one has. This one was 2008, was it not? It's been a while. Other games have come, other games have done things better. This game has not changed and adapted to the times. This has not kept up with the competition. This game feels like an old free-to-play title, because it is an old free-to-play title. It has not adapted to the times to keep up with the modern free-to-play marketplace, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, this game, although it's coming out on Steam very, very shortly, I'm afraid I wouldn't be telling you it is a great recommendation right now. Sorry about that, but thank you for joining me. There will be more pirates later today, so it is International Talk Like a Pirates Day. So, yes, there will be more pirates on the channel. Don't you worry about that. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and happy sailing.